If you let me sleep during the week when I have work, I can sleep all day long. But on weekends, I'm up at the crack of dawn, 5:30 a.m. Before I teach you to make this cheap, simple, delicious vegan meal, let's go see what's happening in the garden. I haven't seen it all week and I'm very excited. The potatoes and celery I planted are doing very well. So well, I think the potatoes are ready for harvest. We'll give it another week. After a very slow start the past couple of weeks, everything seems to be thriving now. And here's our very first harvest, some snow peas and long hot peppers. And these were all eaten raw to obtain the most benefits. The okra and corn have grown at a surprising rate the last week. I just hope they continue to do well. And here's a little trick I learned on YouTube, flicking the flowers of the tomato back and forth to increase the production of tomatoes. We'll see soon if it works. Now let's head back to the kitchen to see what we can make for breakfast. I found 2 packs of channa, a small BAIGAN also called eggplant, and 3 little potatoes, and I decided to make curried BAIGAN and ALOO with channa, also called garbanzo beans. I also need curry powder, garlic, hot pepper, culantro, also known as bandhania in Trinidad, and green onions, also called scallions. And that's all you need. This is how we seasoned cooks prepare a meal. We chop, we drop, and we make it up as we go along. Fortunately for you, I put the camera on today and I have written down the recipe. Medium-sized pot over medium heat, I added some oil, then I added a 1/4 sliced onion, and I cooked it until the edges were golden brown. I then added 1½ tablespoons of curry powder and cooked that for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I added a 1/4 cup of water and cooked it until it was grainy and fragrant. And while the curry was cooking, I cut the potatoes up into 1-inch pieces. Peel off half of the skin of the eggplant and then slice the eggplant in thirds vertically. Then turn it and cut into 1-inch pieces. You want even pieces and pieces similar in size to the potatoes. While you're doing that, keep an eye on the curry. You don't want it to burn. However, if you're just learning to cook, you should do all your prep work in advance because sometimes haste makes waste and you don't want to start over again. Next, I'll chop the scallions and the bandhania, culantro, with a knife instead of using the chopper. It's one less thing to wash when I'm done. Have no fear, this is not burning, it's just right. Now we will add the chopped potatoes and BAIGAN. In goes the other half of the onion, the scallions and the bandhania. Take the time to give it a good stir. And because I didn't do any prep work in advance, I'm grating in the garlic. About 4 to 5 cloves. Folks, if you love garlic, I wouldn't mind if you put a whole head in there. And to kick it up a few notches, I'm going to add 2 or 3 little wiri or cherry peppers. My uncle gave me these peppers last summer and I kept it in a Ziploc bag in the freezer and they were still good. And we Trinese call this process here where it's being cooked in the oil bunjaying. It means we're developing the flavors, and while this is happening I'm going to open the packs of beans and rinse them. Unfortunately for me, my pair of kitchen scissors went missing again, so I'm going to have to do without. Give it a good rinse, allow it to drain quickly, and then add it to the pot. Bunjay this for another minute or two, and then we'll add the water. First I'm going to add a little salt. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. If the eggplant and the potatoes were any larger, you may have to use about 2 to 3 tablespoons of curry powder. And because it's not completely submerged in the water, I'm going to add another 1.5 cups. Once you add the water, bring it to a boil, cover, then reduce the heat to a simmer and allow it to cook about 30 to 45 minutes until the potatoes are tender and the eggplant has almost melted. Give it a stir every 7 to 10 minutes to ensure that it's not sticking. After about 30 minutes, you're going to start gently mashing the potatoes and the channa just to bring everything together. When you start doing this, you'll notice that the sauce will begin to thicken, and this is when you know that it's done. The liquid is watery. The channa looks separate from the BAIGAN, looks separate from the ALOO. Look at that. That's not a finished product. Simmer it on low for another 10 minutes. This is a good point also to check the salt. To finish it off, you can add some ground roasted cumin powder. Really gives it a nice smoky flavor. And that's it, my friends. Curry baigan and aloo with channa, or curry channa and aloo with baigan. Whichever way you say it, it's absolutely delicious. I hope you enjoy it.